you can see, I'm really out there in bumfuck. Big time. Out looking at some light reconnaissance, trying to find some abandoned structures here. I'm looking for a cemetery, like a really old cemetery. This place is really primordial looking. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's around here somewhere. I've been to this particular site before, but I've never found the cemetery. I'm just going to follow the trail here. Alright. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. Stumbling about. I've got my navigation tools with me though. My map case. I'm going to try to kind of make sort of a primitive map of this area while I'm up here. And I have the East German compass. Taking a look around here. I'm not wearing sunglasses. This time of year, especially this time of year, I practice sun gazing because like the photoreceptors in your eyes, they absorb both infrared and ultraviolet light, which creates serotonin. They've done studies on it that it creates serotonin, and I think that's why a lot of people have a tendency towards depression, especially in the winter months. In a lot of places, they just don't get outside enough, and wearing sunglasses, things like that. And I think that's one of the big conspiracies, really, is that a lot of people try to cover up the fact. They want you to be depressed to sell you medication and antidepressants. There's dead trees everywhere around here. Let's take a look here what I have here. I've got my NBA map case made of that really kind of cool. I love that leatherette. In here I always keep a notepad. Got on there, I've got some maps of the area, some trail maps. Best of all, I have my East German military compass. Isn't that neat? It's in really good shape. Makes you wonder how much, this stuff was actually used, really. Because this whole thing's in really good shape. It's very, very useful. I like that, and I like handwritten. I try to keep records, and I write down things, my thoughts, notes that I come across, especially when I'm out in the woods, out in nature. I think it's one way to connect with nature rather than so many people use their phone and rely on their phone so much for navigation and to have reminders and put everything down. But I still like to do it kind of in the primitive way to some extent. So check out this strange stone structure here. It's completely square. You can look at the whole thing there. That's definitely a man-made thing. And really old. You can see all the stonework. Amazing what you come across in the woods. with several of these structures here. Pretty neat. A lot of history. Let's see what we have over here. More collapsed structures. Heavy stone. It's all moss covered now. But this one is more kind of rounded. Really monolithic looking. It's now nothing more than rubble. But check this out. This is a crypt, it looks like. It's got an archway and completely covered up now almost. Yeah, but this appears to be some sort of mausoleum or tomb or something. That's great. I've been looking for this place and I finally found it. It's not too far from the road here though. Pretty neat. Here's another one. So it looks like a rounded rock with a small archway. Maybe this went down a little bit deeper at some point. If you can see that. It's really nice out today. Here's something else too. It's got inscriptions on it. Kind of looks like the Ten Commandments, kind of. This is some kind of another. Several of these raised structures with a headstone in front of it. I'm not here to disturb anything. I just want to kind of get this on record. These are burial grounds from pioneer people. There's a big headstone there. Look at all that. There's another one way over there. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, that was pretty cool. I'm on my way back to the vehicle. I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's finally starting to kind of get dark, a little bit darker. Hope you enjoyed the show. That was kind of fun, looking at all that old stuff. I don't really know the whole story behind all that. It's pretty, the architecture of those tombs is, kind of, it's pretty fantastic. You don't see stuff like that these days. It was really interesting to find that. I'd heard about this place, but I'd never really fully explored it. And today I was successful. And especially because in the winter, there's not all the cover and foliage to cover things up, so you can see things and find things a little bit better. So anyway, signing out. I'll see you in the next video.